and then today in this segment we're going to cover a unique program between National Housing Bank and KfW, a German development bank, on promoting energy efficient housing in the country. The basic purpose of this program is to drive energy efficiency through design, materials, shading equipment, that's ACs, lighting fixtures, and all of this. What does it do? It results A, in electricity saving, better ventilation, better day lighting, improved thermal comfort, better street lighting. So all of that, imagine if you could buy a house like that and at a price or home loan where you actually get a discount for buying green home. Is that happening in the country? Yes, it is. Tanmay Tathagat, he's Chief Executive of Environmental Design Solutions. He's with us here in the Delhi studio. Tanmay, thanks very much for joining us today. Very interesting. I mean, I saw your presentation. I was so excited about it. So let's start with the fact that how many developers already have certified green residential projects?
So as on date, we have about half a dozen developers, and between them about 10-12 projects that are already certified to be energy efficient under this program. Okay. These include 3C here in Noida, BCIL in Bangalore, Sahara in Lucknow and Nagpur, and a few others like Hiranandani in Mumbai. Some government agencies like MP Housing Board is looking at it for some of their upcoming projects.
Oh, and that's very interesting.
They are all certified as energy efficient homes.
And you monitor everything. So you monitor not just their plans, but as the buildings come up, the projects come up, that they're not flouting any norms, and the guidelines are as per the Euro standards of energy efficiency building?
Right. So that's exactly the point, that unless you can prove it to the customer that they are paying for something that will really yield them savings, it will not be a credible program. So all the projects that I talked about are at the design or construction stage, and at this stage, based on the features of their projects, right, they are certified. Okay. Later on, when the projects are built, there is a follow-up which sees what is the average energy use of these projects compared to a standard development. And even at the design stage, the projects have to be at least 30% better than a typical development
housing project, even before you would consider it for a certificate.
For a certificate, minimum qualification.
All right, so let's move on to the other very interesting aspect, and this is very exciting, that banks, NHB has actually managed to refinance bank loans for people who are actually buying these energy efficient homes. They get some knockoff on their home loan. Is it 10 basis point, 25 basis point? How much is that, and how is it working?
So I'll give you the framework for this. The National Housing Bank refinances the banks and the housing finance companies. These housing finance companies then have various schemes for the customers. So as of now, 3 banks have been refinanced. And
which are these 3?
HDFC, Axis and LIC Housing Finance.
Pretty much covered 3 largest ones. I mean, 1 or 2 more, and then your list is complete for 70% of India's home loan business.
As of now, we know that Axis, DHFL, HDFC, ICICI, Punjab National Bank are all looking at developing a product for energy efficiency in residential.
Okay. Very interesting.
And all the housing finance companies which come directly under the National Housing Bank are specifically looking for a loan product for energy efficient for the end users.
All right. And what does your survey say? Because you also conducted a survey amongst buyers. Would they be willing to pay that extra price? Of course, the fact that they will get a subvention on buying something which is green efficient comes later. Would they be willing to pay that extra price for a green home?
Pretty much, yes. We did a survey for Bangalore, Mumbai and Delhi. And all 3 cities, there was a willingness to pay, but it comes with a catch. Almost all the respondents to the survey said that they're willing to pay, but they're not going to trust the developer on that it is energy efficient just because they say so. Because
it's being used so loosely by developers. Exactly. So they need some kind of confirmation that they will actually save and recover their money. The extra that they pay, they will recover over energy saving over the next 4 to 5 years, right?
Exactly. And the features that they're putting in are actually there. So they all wanted a government kind of agency, a government agency preferably, to do that. And that's why National Housing Bank takes up that mantle, because they have the credibility And just their branding, just like the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, the BEE label, just because the BEE is behind it, has been so successful, it's the same principle that would work here.
Very interesting, Tanmay. It's such a delight to know that there's so much work happening. Developers are coming together to actually launch energy efficient residential projects. These are not one home, two homes, but projects per se. There are banks which are willing to consider making products and giving a subvention on home loans, and there's NHB backing all of this. How do you come into this whole thing? As design solution?
Right. So we are an energy efficiency and environmental consulting firms. We have two ends of our work. One is we work with a number of architects, developers, builders to see specific design, construction related, what they can do in their projects to make it energy efficient. And our other end of our work is working with policymakers, government agencies to develop these schemes and implement them. So we are a part of a consortium which is supporting National Housing Bank in implementing this program. We are now, for example, developing a media campaign because this needs to go to the people now.
Right.
We're working with banks to make them aware of what is the funding available so they can design loan products for their end users.
All right. So you're basically coordinating this entire
Right.
energy efficiency project. Very interesting, Tanmay. Thanks very much for coming in. We'd like to bring you these inspiring discussions because we also want you to go out, ask your developer and actually opt, if you do have options between a green energy efficient home to buy versus a typical house, well, the choice is absolutely clear. You have to go for the energy efficient one and reduce your carbon footprint.